Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristin and I'm here with my new-year-old stash as well as Baby Got Scraps and May I Scraplift You? And I have asked my friend Tara, which is the paper snob on YouTube, if I could scrap lift this layout from her. And that is her Instagram, kryptonite_72. And I love this layout, and I thought it'd be perfect for using up my plethora of scraps. So I'm doing all three things. So may I scrap lift you? This pile of scraps would be for Baby Got Scraps, and I'm going to use that dark blue paper in the background as my 12 by 12, which is the Baby Got Scraps guidelines, is you use one full 12 by 12 and then the rest is scraps or smaller papers. And I have these 4 pictures from a baseball game. And I actually have these 2 as well, but I'm going to do a facing page that will go with this layout. It will not be obviously the same, but it will have a lot of the same colors and things. Now, I have a massive stack of stash. I probably have more baseball stuff. I don't go to a lot of baseball games. I don't live in a baseball town necessarily, but we do have the Lexington Legends. And so this just happened to be, a day when we went to a game. So some of this stash right here is as old as 1995. Some of it's 2001. Some of it is 2017, 2019. This right here is 2001. These are dated at the bottom, Hallmark 1995. I mean, wow, these right here are yellowed. There's no date on the back, but they're yellowed, so I know they're old. These are from 2017, I believe, and I use a couple of those, so yay. And then these are from 2019. And then those Bella Boulevard, I got those sometime in the last year from, maybe a year and a half, from Tuesday Morning, but I don't know how old they were. I mean, I know normally when they go to Tuesday Morning, they're usually at least a year old at that point. So they are a little older. And like I said, I don't go to baseball games very often. I scrapbooked a baseball game. I went to go see one of my students in a play. So now I don't have anything else. So I have my stash for New Year Old Stash. I have my scraps for Baby Got Scraps. I have my layout to do the May I Scraplift You. Now, my friend Tara stitches on a whole lot of her layouts and like gorgeous. This is what I'm doing. I love you, Tara, but no. You had to know, right? So hopefully she won't be offended. So I've got my papers, my stash, my scraps, my sketch or my layout, my inks, my pictures. So let's see how this goes. So first things first, I got out my Brutus Monroe Chroma Mist in Ornament Gold, and I splatter that all over because I have a general idea, obviously, of where things are going, but I want to make sure I have that gold splatter everywhere, and I am going to smear it a little. But I also added this White Linen by Diane Reevely's shimmer sprays, Delusion shimmer spray. And I'm going to let it dry for a little while, and the shimmer spray dries pretty good, but that gold Chroma Mist takes a little longer. So when I dab it, it will smear a little, but I did that on purpose. A, because I wanted it dry, and B, because I kind of wanted that effect. So now I've already cut a piece of white. It's actually kind of like a pinky peachy colored scrap, but the back of it was white, so I cut that into mats for my 3x4 pictures. And now I'm just cutting random size strips of these papers. I was sticking with red, white, and blue, partially because that is some of the embellishments I'm using. Also because I think that's the Legends colors. I don't know. But there's a lot of red, white, and blue in my pictures. So I kind of went with that. But I also have this black paper. It was like a cheerleading paper. I think it was like Miss Elizabeth's, which means it's like 2006, 2007. My daughter was a cheerleader for a single year in 2001. 2008. So, yeah, that's how old that is. So I just trimmed that up, but it was black. And since my paper is a navy or a dark blue, I matted it on some white paper. So now I'm just organizing my pictures similar to the way Tara has hers, but not exactly because of the way my placement is. If I put mine like hers, I'd cover somebody's head or, something else. So I don't want to do that. So I get the pictures together, and then I take this pencil and just mark where they're going to be so that I don't mess up where I'm going to do things. Because at this point, I'm not sure if I'm going to lay the papers down and then put the pictures back. But I end up, first I get these inked. I'm using black soot. And I use what looks most like a baseball stitch stamp. So, again, I hope you're not offended, Tara. I did show you the layout, and you said that it looked good. I don't know if you noticed that I did not stitch. But I don't. Very rarely, you all, very rarely. So, I also decided I would distress mine. I couldn't tell for sure if hers were distressed, but I thought that it would look a little bit better with how kind of... not yucky. They're not, the papers aren't yucky. They're just kind of, random. So I thought the distress look would be good. Plus we were, out sweating in the hot sun. This is June the 4th. We were having a family day celebration from the school district I work for, and we all went to a Legends baseball game. And so had a good old time too. I like baseball, don't get me wrong. It's just the closest baseball team other than the Legends is the Reds. And it's just not something I get to go do very often. So anyway, I got the papers down. I love the way that it looks. I'm very happy with it. And so now I'm just pulled this massive stack of stash out, and I want to try and use as much as I can, but still kind of stick to the amount of stash and embellishments that Terry used, because I am going to do, like I said earlier, a facing page that will be to the right of this layout, because it's kind of in chronological order. When we first got there, my son hugged that big blue pig, and then the pictures of us in the stands, and then that's the bottom picture is actually the kids running on the field, because at the end they let the kids run the bases, which was really cool. Look at that. There goes that sticker that is from 2001. It is as old as my child, my 21-year-old child. Anyway, I've probably had it that long for that matter. And then I have no clue where this thing right here came from, and I don't know if I cut it out. I didn't notice, but you can put your finger in that little felt glove, and I did. It was so funny. Anyway, I don't remember if I cut that out or not. But if you see me fiddling with it, that's probably what I'm doing. So I just put that over the little baseball kid running. Probably could have put that on the other layout, because there's going to be a picture of him and my son and his daughter. Oh my goodness. And my daughter. Let's get the words out, girl. And they had just gotten done running the bases, and one of my son's teachers was down there and took a picture for me and sent it to me, because I wasn't down on the field, and she was like right off the field. So anyway, but I put that there because I wanted that red. And the facing layout that I'm going to do is, it has a few more colors I brought into it. Now, on her layout, Tara has like a banner right here, and I didn't have a banner. I've got like a branding or like a border strip, but I didn't want to use that, so I thought I would just use these baseballs, because I have tons of them in different sizes and oddly enough shapes, because those little plastic or epoxy ones are not really round. They're kind of odd. But anyway, so I put those down and kind of made a little banner out of those. And then I used that little baseball word. It said it was a page title thing or something like that. I've never seen them before. I don't know how long I've had them. They are really old. Like the packaging is discolored, but there's no date on it. So I use a lot of Nouveau Deluxe on those and put them down. They're kind of like a plaster or something, but they're meant for scrapbooking per the packaging, so I don't know. But I think that it turned out cute, and each of the things is on something different, like a helmet, a hat, a shirt, a baseball. So I thought that that was really cool. And when else am I going to use those? I'm so excited to get them on a layout and out of my stash box. My sports and animals stash box and my baby girl stash box are getting so low. I'm so excited because I've had some of that stuff, obviously the baby girl stuff, since 2001 when my daughter was born. So yeah. This little home run baseball is going to go on the other layout because I felt like this was pretty done, except for she has some journaling in the bottom left. So instead of actually journaling, I am going to use some of these Tim Holtz word phrases. And I can't remember what they are. You can see it in the close-up, but it's something like, you can do it kind of, can-do attitude kind of phrases. So here is going to be the close-up of Tara's layout again. I love this. I was scrolling looking for something on her Instagram that I could use scraps with. And when I found this, I knew this is the one that I wanted. So I verified it was okay with her. And then I did it. So here is the close-up. See, there's my stitching. One of these days I'll do some stitching and she'll be so impressed. Some of those you can't really see the stitching very well because it's darker paper. And of course I didn't even attempt to put it on the one that says cheer or the one that says team because that would have not shown up at all. So see the impossibles, often the untried, things like that. So there's that layout, and hold on just a second. Poof, I'm going to create another layout right before your eyes. There it is. And I used the same papers down there on the bottom. I splattered it with the same gold, ornament gold and white linen. And then I added a ton of baseballs like in the corners and things. I used a ton of the stash from that Bella Boulevard. I used up some more things that I can put in my used pile, which makes me super happy. See, look how cute they are. And they had just come off a home plate. So I love how these turned out. I'm super excited. I love this little cluster down here in the bottom. It says 4th on there because it was June the 4th. So I will be putting a date on here, and I'll be journaling a little bit probably on the back. So anyway, I hope that you all have enjoyed this May I Scraplift You, Baby Got Scraps, and New Year Old Stash. Hope you'll come back tomorrow, and have a great night, and happy scrapping.